Yo, welcome people. Got my dog Cheddar Chaz in the building. We live on the fan line. You heard me? What's ham, everybody? How y'all doing? Chaz, how you been, dog? It's been a little minute. You
Yeah,
hear
man, it's
me?
been hectic. This is our first time rapping since the trade deadline, right?
Yeah. The trade deadline officially over and gone past. Honestly, though, I'm not surprised by nothing that happened.
Yeah, for me, I'm not surprised. I'm kind of a little bit thankful
Mm-hmm.
just because I didn't want them to feel outside pressure and do something dumb and reactionary.
Yep.
Seeing what a lot of guys got traded for
Yep.
and the price point on some of the guys, it just made me think, all right, let's kick this can to the off season, man. Don't you don't gotta sell low just to make something happen.
Bruh.
So I was happy
I
about
thought
that.
I thought about you. Whoa, what's good, Mike?
Whoa,
For
Mike, what's
sure.
happening,
Appreciate
homie?
you. Mike, not Mike, I'm sorry. Chaz, I thought about you in the off season
Mm-hmm.
when they first started making trades, when they made the Indiana trade, and then
Mm-hmm.
when they made the second trade, one of the things that you said and a couple of people was like, you would have did better doing nothing.
Yeah, you
Like
could have just did nothing.
you could have just
Like,
did nothing. You could have drafted Jeremiah Fizz and Derek Queen, and then like even if you don't trade for like if you don't trade CJ, if you do
mm-hmm.
literally nothing, you would have
Mm-hmm.
been in a better position. So it just when this season when it came around and how it was looking and
Mm-hmm.
the like Trey Young didn't really go for no value. You had too
Yeah,
many negative assets on your side. Like
yeah.
you had in like DeJounte, you couldn't really move. Poole in the situation, you couldn't really move. So
I think my thing is I understand the trade. I understood it then, right? Because
yes,
if people
yes.
take this, it is what it is. I love my city. I'm a
Mhm.
Hornets Pelicans fan, whatever, but free agents just not lining up to come to New Orleans, dog. Like, whoa,
Oh,
Fist of Black Star was happening. Like,
oh, it's
free
good, bro.
agents just not lining up to come to New Orleans, bro. So if you're the Pelicans, you only got a couple and guys who can really control their trade fates, who have no trade clauses and things like that. They're not lining up to come here neither. So you
Mhm.
really only got two ways of building talent. If you want to expedite the situation, and you're Joe Dumars, you're gonna say, I like Derek Queen. I think he's ready now, plug and play type guy. We need talent. We can't get better talent nowhere else. I'm gonna go for it. Do I agree with that assessment? Not necessarily, right? Not
Mhm.
nothing against him, the player, but I just don't agree with rushing the process in that sense, right?
Oh, it's good,
Well,
Jaden.
as far as the Jordan Poole thing, that's a risk you have to take. I think you do that deal. I think you do that deal 10 times out of 10, to be honest.
I
Because again, like
I
realistically,
agree.
this offseason, I think people, like you mentioned just now, people like to muddy the waters, right? Like
Mhm.
we know that Trey was not going for no picks this past offseason. As in, you
Yep.
couldn't trade for Trey Young without attaching a pick this past offseason, right?
Exactly.
That wasn't going to happen, right? It just wasn't going to happen. During the season, with the emergence of Jalen Johnson, the Kill Alexander Walker, things of that nature, that's in my opinion what made the guys a little more willing to move off of Trey Young. And the fact that they
Mhm.
had, some control of the Bucks' future as well for this upcoming draft. Aside from that, I mean, I can't really look at a deal that has happened so far where I feel like anybody really got to steal. Maybe the Utah deal, maybe. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
and
Whoa,
that's
what up,
depending on how
Brandon?
you was good.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
depends on how you feel about Jaron. Like,
yeah. Yeah, a
you
lot
know,
the team that people feel like won is uh Memphis.
yeah.
People feel like Memphis won because they got off Bain for the Hall of Picks. You got off of Jaron for picks,
Mm-hmm.
and you trying to figure it out. But the thing about that is, like, do you plan on being good for a while? No. Like, you commit
Mm.
to once you commit to a rebuild, that's what it is. You committing to a rebuild. So like that typically means being bad for an extended period of time. Like, yeah, it's a vision, yeah, it's a plan. Don't get me wrong. And maybe your young players overachieve,
Mm-hmm.
but like once you decide to punt, and I agree with what Memphis did. Like, you know what I mean? They saw the window closing and was like, let's just get maximum value while you could. The problem with the Pelicans and why the Pelicans can't necessarily go that route is nobody's giving you maximum value for your players.
Also, I mean, I'm sorry, go ahead. I didn't even cut you.
No,
cut you
just
off.
like last thing is like they worth more to you than they are to everybody else. Seem like
I think in some instances, especially with some of the guys' performance, I don't want to name nobody, but and so with some people's performances this year, like the stock just continues to drop. In the offseason, you got teams that are not necessarily even playoff contenders right now who may trick themselves into thinking they're better than they are, and maybe they'll be willing to pay a premium for some of your guys. With Memphis' situation, I like one thing when I see the comparison between Memphis and New Orleans online, my POV with that is Memphis was in a championship or bust type situation, like advancing through the playoffs, et cetera, et cetera. The Pelicans were looking to comfortably make the playoffs. The Pelicans, like I'm talking about this historically as of late, the Pelicans were looking for a top 6 seed historically. So it's a little bit easier for Memphis to say, not only do we not have a number 1 on a championship team, we don't even think we have a number 2 on a championship team necessarily.
I agree. Yeah.
So we got this rookie. The rookie's playing well. We got a bunch of role players. We got a bunch of salary we've consolidated. Like, you know what I'm saying? Now we got this gluttony of picks that they're ultimately going to use to go get a superstar at some point.
Exactly.
When someone becomes available. Because
nobody going to Memphis.
Nobody going to Memphis as a free agent. And if you got attendance issues right now, like you
losing.
Yeah, you losing. Like you got attendance issues when Ja was playing. Yeah. So imagine them pulling the plug on the season and going into following years without any real like upside or looking to add any high level talent. I just think it's a weird comparison, but I get it because you think about 2 teams starting around the same time. But I think
that's I know where you stand. And like the only reason, like I said, I brought up Memphis is because you're talking about the deadline. It's probably the only spot that people say, the only team that people think really won the trade, and maybe Wizards.
Yeah, gotta be the Wizards, right? And maybe
the Wizards,
maybe the Clippers to a degree, depending on how you want to look at things. I only say that because
they got younger. Jaden was good. Jaden, how you doing, bro?
Well, what up, Jaden? It's dropping.
Yeah, it seemed like
I say the Clippers to a degree because you kind of know that team was going to strike midnight at some point.
Absolutely.
And you had to pay James Harden. So it's like, I ain't got to pay James.
James don't play about the bread, though.
Yeah, James don't play about the bread. Zubac, I'm about to trade him at peak value. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And next year, we just going to see what happens. You know, maybe Kawhi him, maybe he not. You know what I'm saying? A different couple things happening with that situation. You know, the shout out to Fist of Black. So can you bring that comment up, bro? Because I kind of want to say this.
Which one?
About Darvin Ham.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now, I'm not a Darvin Ham advocate whatsoever, right? I'm not anti-Darvin Ham. I'm not pro-Darvin Ham. I'm indifferent. Like, whatever, right? He wouldn't be my first selection, but whatever. I'm not in control, right? But like for the names we heard connected, the names that have been connected to this team, the 4 names, and I'm leaving out Jamal Mosley up until he gets fired from Orlando, if he gets fired, because he's also been connected to the team, which is interesting because nobody, I don't want to go there, but anyway, I don't want to go there. But so
didn't Jamal Mosley turn his job down?
I don't think he did. I know Charles Lee and Jacques Vaughn did.
Okay.
But
maybe like, Jamal Mosley wasn't around then, and then not ownership, the management was different then.
But shout out to Charles Lee, though, right? So the names have been connected to this team. Kevin Ollie, right? He was an interim coach with the Nets. His record was 12-17 with the Nets, right? It's not bad considering he was an interim coach for a quote unquote tanking team. Darvin Ham, he had a 90-74 record. Yeah, he's playing with LeBron and AD, who are both kind of older guys. injury prone with AD.
Made a Western Conference Finals.
Made a Western Conference Finals though, right? Western Conference Final, right? Cup
and
champion
to
Denver.
And lost to Denver in the second round. I mean, the first round of the second season.
So, all right, that's that. Willie Green, Wild Bill, 49 win Bill, right? He had a record of 150 and 190, right? 150 wins, 190 losses. Dealt with a lot of injuries. It is what it is. Didn't think he was a good coach, right? James Borrego, right? James Borrego has a record of 161 wins and 214 losses.
Oh,
he has, if I'm not mistaken, the worst win-loss percentage of these four guys. If I'm not mistaken, I'm just going off the top of my head. Right? So, I mean, what the hell? He said Latin Willie. yeah. Well, it's like on the real, it's like, come on, man. Jimmy sucks, right? So I do understand the apprehension with Darvin Ham. My preference would be Rondo, who's also on that Milwaukee Bucks staff. Guys, young, high IQ guys. Because I think Will Hardy is the best coach in basketball right now, at least top 3. You know what I'm saying? Young, forward thinking. You know what I'm saying? Inspirational. And look, motherfuckers said they want Rondo. Rondo is nothing short of inspirational and a brilliant-minded person. Helped Drew Holiday tremendously. Helped Anthony Davis. The dude is like that. I hope they keep an eye on him if he's willing to take the job.
Let me throw something at you real quick, since we talking like Darvin Ham and how Darvin, kind of gets the short end of the stick, right? To say before Darvin Ham got hired in LA, Darvin Ham's name was a big name.
Yeah.
That people were discussing as like, oh, this guy should be one of the next great coach coming out or whatever when he was in Milwaukee with the Bucks. Giannis loved him. Like he was complimented and spoke of really well, amongst the hiring cycle around that time. So like, let's throw that out there. Secondly, again, the Lakers before Darvin Ham got there, like when Frank Vogel was Vogel was there. They had the first season with the championship and everything, right? The bubble year. And then they had some injuries and stuff, like it just didn't work out with Vogel. But when Darvin got there, aside from having his issues with Brian, like they were still like based off the roster they had, they were still a contender team, and Brian was just getting old. Like if you think about it, Brian was getting old. Dog. Like when Brian wasn't playing and it was AD and Reeves and all of them, they looked like a completely different team than they did with Brian. That's just.
And you broke up, right? And you broke up that team. Caruso was gone. Rondo was gone.
KCP was gone.
KCP was gone. Dwight
Howard
he wasn't there. That pretty much that championship team had pretty much broken up, and the injuries just kept stacking. Shit. Even before Vogel, when COVID shut down the league, Anthony Davis was injured.
Exactly.
He was injured.
They survived off of the 3-month break that they got for COVID.
Exactly.
But so what's good, Jaden? You good?
Yeah. Y'all fellas hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah. We can hear you.
How y'all doing tonight?
We
doing
good,
well,
bro.
fam. Doing well.
We good,
How are you?
Running it a little bit. So let me the Darvin Ham point real quick though is Darvin Ham again, his first season there, they go to the Western Conference Finals and you lose to didn't Denver go on to win the championship?
Yeah, Denver won the ring that year.
So
you lost to the champion.
to the eventual champion, right? Regardless if you got swept or not, you went to the Western Conference Finals, you lost to the champion. You come back the next year, I think it was via the play-in or whatever, but with an older team, the roster wasn't necessarily great, and you lose to Denver again in the playoff, whatever.
Right.
And then he gets fired. Okay. Compare those 2 years to what it is you had from the years of Willie Green. So, and respectfully, like most coaches, they second times around, third times around, typically perform a little bit better under the circumstances.
Shit, Monty Williams went to a finals.
What Monty exactly. So right. I'm not saying that Darvin Ham is the answer, but I'm not saying that Darvin Ham is a great coach. But if we take Darvin Ham in context and really look at what was going on, like Darvin Ham compared to James Borrego, like if you look at the resume, like if you just look at the resume, right? Like
oh my God.
you would I'm not saying that again, I'm not. If we and this is my last thing, and then I'll put Jaden, I kind of want to get your opinion on this real quick too, about as far as like the coach and stuff as we talk about this. But like if we were to keep Borrego, you got to sweep the whole staff, in my opinion. You got to sweep the whole staff. But man, James Borrego, based off the resume compared to Darvin Ham, is kind of like, you sure you want to be shitting on Darvin like that? That's my point.
No, I totally get your point. Jaden, what's your thoughts on the matter?
Well, on Darvin Ham,
Well, yeah. Well, let's say Darvin Ham, just basically the names that the staff been connected to. I'm sorry, that the team's been connected to, being Jamal Mosley, Darvin Ham, Kevin Ollie, or potentially keeping James Borrego.
Nah, all them names don't sound like anybody I want, but they're keeping it real on that one.
But so if it was up to you, Jaden, like who ideally was, like, we just came out of All-Star break, like how would you assess, this is a good question to ask, how would you assess Borrego's first half of the season?
I think Borrego's first part of the season was been all right, been up and down. Like obviously when he first became the interim, he had to play 3 juggernauts in Golden State, OKC, and then Denver all back to back. And obviously that they're not easy for no interim head coach, especially when you are just coming in and you have to face them 3 teams, and they didn't have Zion for none of those games. Well, for that Denver game, but I think he's done an okay job. What Borrego is like, he makes me think like one point he'll make me think, well, maybe we should keep him, and then another time I'm saying, nah, I don't want him, and then a couple days later, like he been up and down, but I think he's done a good job so far. The one thing he have done with the Pelicans is we're never been blown out. That's the one thing I've realized. We're never been blown out. Winning every game, we did everything out of these third quarter, fourth quarter woes. We're always having these one quarter where we're always just teamed on a 15-0 run, 20-0 run, whatever, and they're just same old. Fourth quarter come, they fall apart, game over, Pelicans lose. On to the next game.
Let me ask you this, Jane, while we talking about Borrego's kind of like up and down. I'm not even gonna talk about the record because the record is not good. Do you blame the record on the roster? Because I'm not saying the roster is a great roster. Don't get me wrong. But do you feel like the roster is being maximized as much as possible, or you feel like James is better than this, but the roster is really that bad, ain't nothing you could do? And Chaz, I kind of want you to respond to that too.
I think it's kind of 50-50. I think the roster is not being maximized to their full potential because, like, I hear Chad talk about this all the time during some of the Pelicans game, where it's like the roster is not as bad the way it looks on the court. Well, on the court, it's just like they're not being maximized to their full potential because you can't tell me that you have Zion, Trey Murphy, Herb Jones, Derek Queen, Jeremiah. All them guys been playing for multiple games in a row, and they still look this bad. Like I don't think James is maximized because I don't see him calling almost no play. It is like Borrego telling Zion, Trey Murphy, "Don't figure it out. Don't figure it out." Sorry, don't figure it out. I kind of think he's just not maximizing the player to their full potential. So I kind of think this based off he's not maximizing enough. So the roster can't be this bad with all these people you have on your team right now.
I feel that. What you think, Chaz?
I mean, truthfully, bro, I just can't think of a time when he's ever maximized or done anything good. I mean, to me, in a results oriented business, shout out to my dog Dev and Brian, shout out to everybody in the building, man, the whole chat. But like, just in a results oriented business, you don't have no successes under your belt. Like, you know what I'm saying? You ain't never cracked no heads. Like, you ain't never really put in no work like that. You've been a head coach for a total of about 4 or 5 seasons. You got one winning season. You won 12 games 13. I'm sorry, no disrespect. You won 13 games this season. You suck. Like, I mean, that's just what it is. Like, you know what I'm saying? And again, it's not necessarily a Darvin Ham versus Borrego situation. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying James Borrego versus the field. Like, just the field. Anyone could be the candidate. Right? It's like there's something to be said about having he was a head coach for approximately, you've been head coach for 3 teams. 3 teams, 4 in Charlotte, you were interim in Orlando. For all intents and purposes, you've been the head coach here because you got the team. The team was 2-10. Team is 2-10 when you took it over.
70 games left.
You had 70 games left, literally. Like, basically, you had a longer season than the COVID season, right? And you could, all we asked is for you to be a little worse than 500. You didn't even have to have a winning record. Like, you had an easy runway to do this. And honestly, I think if it wasn't for some of the relationships that Borrego has off the court, I think there would be even more calls for him to be out of here. Honestly, I just think one of the biggest issues with Darvin Ham and Willie Green and some of the other guys is, but Willie Green, he's in a small market, no one really cares about generally. Yeah. But for Darvin Ham and for some of the other guys, they're not media darlings. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, whereas
you don't speak coach talk in the press conferences. You don't have the typical coach appeal,
right?
I mean?
And some of it, I'll just leave it at coach appeal. I don't want to take it somewhere else, but you don't have the typical coach appeal.
The optics.
It's poor optics, some of it, right? Yeah. And once you have a reputation, it's hard to undo that reputation, bro. Like, it really is.
So let's because I kind of want to assess. This is essentially what we're doing for this segment. I guess we're assessing like the first half of the season. Like, the win I'm taking first off is firing Willie. No matter what happened, the win for this season for me is getting off of Willie Green. Pause.
Okay.
Like, at the end of the day, that was a move that we know needed to happen regardless. We didn't know when or if or how. What I'm happy about is we didn't go through a full season, because for as bad as the team has looked, and as bad as Willie has been at times, bro, I firmly believe that if Willie Green would have had this team healthy for a long enough time, Willie would have found a way to start like getting some wins. You know what I mean? Because if you go, let's say, because my biggest fear was they go to the end of the season and then like they the same thing with Borrego, hypothetically, right? We come back from All-Star, team start tanking, they peak a little bit, and then you start being like what if Willie Green make the play-in? Like, let's say he make the playoffs and he was in a contract year, you would have had to come to a situation where you would have had to think about extending a playoff coach or letting him go. Like, if they would have did what I said and had a 50-win season, right? If they have a 50-win season, can you fire Willie Green after a 50-win season?
Well,
I would, but you get what I'm saying?
I think
I would too.
Yeah, to Jada's point and your point, I think good coaches get fired all the time, right? Depending on what the goal is. I think not Pelicans, right? I think every front office will want their own coach because they inherited a weird roster, man, and like some weird coaches. So many things was just strange about how this whole process went down, right? I think just generally though, I think when it comes to sports, it's not a love the person you're with scenario, right? You're not supposed, you can't have the person you want, love the person you're with. Well, with the Pelicans, It's like just because I'm with Borrego right now, I don't give the goal was for you to be better than Willie Green,
Yeah,
and I quantify being better than Willie Green
wins and losses,
with
dog.
winning wins and losses. Since Willie
Results
Green is
gotta
left,
matter.
you've won. He won 2. So you won about 10, 11 more games. But you played, I think, what we at 13 and no, we 15 and what 41 or something like that.
We hold on, I had it pulled up.
You-
We
15 and
15
41.
and 41.
Thank
Yeah,
you, Jay.
15 and
So we
41.
15 and 41. Cause when you took over the team, we was
2 and 10.
We was 2 and 10. That's a
31 losses,
that's
bro.
31 losses. That's a one high album every 10-year average. You not good, son. Like you
And one win every week.
yeah, like for real, it's terrible. Even last night, like you lost at home, right?
Super winnable game.
Super winnable game, and you look, man, those 2 Suns losses to end the year going into 2026. Because me and Alvin gave this man Jaden, bro, and I know you watched the show, so you know we gave this man one of the lowest C student bars you can give a motherfucker. It's like, bro, can you lift a 50-pound box? That's all you got to do, right? We asked this man, look, this went like 10 games going into 2026.
Yeah, it was like have like 10 wins by the end of 2 or 3 months. Bro. You already had 2.
You inherited 2. You couldn't win 8 games on a homestand.
Zion was healthy. Trey had been here most of the season. Herb was out, but let me ask you this: not the transition, but like, what do you think of the Herb stats? Because the team when Herb plays is under Borrego is, you know, what are they? A game under 500 right now is like 6 and 7 or something like that.
Come on,
you know
man.
I'm just saying, like, let me, Jaden, what you think of that first? I gotta say,
I'll go after Jaden.
So, I gotta say my opinion for her. Jaden, what you think of that? You know what stat I'm talking about, though. Shout out to Shamit. Shamit loved the post album.
Talking about Herb Jones director with Borrego since he became the interim head coach.
Yeah.
I mean, they are a little bit better, but they ain't that much better. They ain't that much better. I mean, they are a little bit better, but they ain't that much better to where people think they are. But the Herb Jones, he can't shoot no threes. Like, why they haven't Herb Jones take almost 10 threes a night? That's ridiculous.
Bro, shots are just Herb be shooting that up. Go ahead, Chaz. Go ahead, Chaz. Whoa, what's good, Liam? How are you, sir?
What up, Liam? I think, I think with respect to her, I think this is another media manipulation tactic. And what I mean by that is if you credit her for the victories, you also have to credit him for the losses. So basically what you're saying is when Herb plays, they lose. I mean, when Herb plays, they win, right? And when they lose, it's not because of the coaching staff. It's just because Herb didn't play. Like, all the games Herb missed, that's what that record is saying. Like, that's what he's trying to get across. It's a cover for Borrego, in my estimation. That's just my opinion. I'm only speaking for myself here. Even in the games Herb has played, Herb has little to no consequence in these games. Like, Herb is a very inconsequential player. Like, Herb is this year, he's been a replacement level player. And I don't mean no disrespect. He could just be having a down year. Maybe next year he'll be great. But these are 2 years where in a row, he's been very, very bad. Like, just going through these numbers, bro, like just on the season, the man hasn't scored 10 points in God knows how long, right? He's averaging 8 points on the season, right? 3 fouls, 1 turnover, less than a block, 1 steal. He averaging like 1.6 steals, 2 assists, 3 total rebounds, right? He's averaging 1 free throw a game. He's shooting a total of 39% from the field.
Jesus Christmas.
He's averaging 8 points on 8 shots. And he's shooting 30% from beyond the arc. This is not an indictment on Herb necessarily. But the point I'm making is these players come and go. right? It's not an indictment on Herb as an individual, right? It's not. It's just if you need Herb to be a top 6, 7, 8 player on your team. I know
Why you made that face?
I know it sounds like a bit of an indictment, but it's not, right? It's not. I promise it's not. I like Herb.
All I'm saying, you know.
Hey Liam, why you made that face, bro?
You know, hey, like, you know.
I'm just saying, like, you know, bro, I think it's almost laughable to credit her with any type of positive impact with the wins when the wins have been so scarce. And when you go back again to the quote unquote 5-game win streak, right?
Mm-hmm.
He didn't finish none of the games. The man left with like, what are you talking about? He didn't even play in the second half, brother. Like it's no way. Like, dog, do you know the levels of reach and math manipulation you gotta go through to give a man who's averaging 8, 2, and 5
on 40%
on one
shoot.
of the worst defenses in the NBA credit for these wins, bro?
Probably in history.
Yeah, like, what are we like? Come on, man. I just think.
Let me get this in, then Liam, you can speak to this too. Because again, I don't want to shit on Herb, but I'm constantly arguing about this, and this is the part that make me mad. So it's when Herb plays under Borrego, right? That's what the stat was. But my thought is like, so is do Zion playing not count? Like, what if Zion is not available in those games? Or what if Trey is not available in those games as well? Like, what if Sadiq Bey, like, what's the record? Like, give you Herb. Okay, here's Herb. Let me take Zion off the court in those games and let me see what the record is then. So, like, it's not really to like discredit Herb or whatever. But I'm like, dog, this team, like, wins, losses, whatever. Like, if there's any credit for any win, it need to go to, like, respectfully.
Can I ask you this? I'm sorry. Like, so is what you saying is it's not this dude over here with the fucked up ACL scoring 30. It's this guy here scoring 5.
Yeah, that's my. So
that's what you're saying.
Listen, and I understand. I understand the plus minuses. It's like, well, everybody's plus minus is better when he's on the floor, and it's like, all right, I understand that to a degree, but I also watch the game. Like, when I watch the games, I'm like,
you
bro,
in the building.
Yeah, I'm like, I am there. Like, this is my thing about her, because her offensively has been god awful. Okay, let's just accept it. God awful offensively. Nobody could defend the offense. Nobody could defend his offense. Defensively, my thing about Herb is like, you're a defender, so of course the defense should be better than piss poor when you on the floor. You a defender, but you not the Herb of like 2 seasons. You not first team Herb. Like, if you was at least first team Herb, blocking 3-pointers, and he had like 2 Herb defensive games. You know, the Houston game, he had like 8 steals
in the second
something
half,
like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Something like that. And then I think like he had a good defensive game against Golden State. But other than that, like, you ain't even looking like first team Herb. How can I give you credit when Sadiq Bey out here 20-something, trying to give you 20-something a night? Fucking Trey Murphy out here trying to shoot 25 times. Like, no, I'm sorry. That's just it just bothers me when I see her get the credit. And I understand the value of players like her, but I'm like, dog, like, it's excessive. I'm sorry. Liam, what's up, bro? Go ahead. Like, Liam, what's the word?
my fault. You know, I mean, like, if I can toss something out there, right?
Of course.
Wilt's 100-point game, right? Do you know why they won that game?
Other than Wilt scoring 100?
No. That plays no factor.
Okay. Interesting.
No. It's the 2 assists that he dished out, because if he didn't have those 2 assists, the game's cooked. Every game that Wilt has 2 assists, the game is a win. Clearly, not the fact that he dropped 100. Like, me personally, I like her. He's always seemed like a nice guy. He just wants to show up, play basketball, go on break, go fish. Do your thing. My thing is, if you are no longer acting at a serviceable rate, then something needs to be looked at. And I get that, like, you were first team all defense, props to you, but if that is not translating now, and the record does not reflect that, despite however like much twisting and wrangling and contorting you can do to the record of like a 15 win and 41 loss basketball team, you got to be putting this thing through the ringer to like be like, did you know that when Herb plays, the team is 4-22? I understand that still looks bad, but it's a lot better than you think.
I just thought about this. I have a great question for the panel real quick. And I want all y'all to respond to this, because we were assessing the first half of the season, right? Coming into the season, it was a couple things that people were excited about, right? It was the potential, because we thought James Borrego was going to take over coming into the offseason, right? When they decided to retain him, it was almost a foregone conclusion that at some point James Borrego was going to take over this team. Is that fair to say? Right? Yeah. The other thing was Jordan Poole coming to the team. Like, before you saw JP play, everybody was excited about Jordan Poole coming to the team. Right. The other big thing was, other than Trey Murphy coming back, right, was Herb Jones coming back, because he got hurt earlier than Trey, if I'm not mistaken, had more time to recover and whatnot. It was Herb Jones coming back to the team to look more like Herb Jones. Out of the three, what has been the biggest disappointment the first half of the season? I know that's a tough question. Y'all,
out of the big three?
Yeah, out of those three.
Oh, okay.
Edwards, step back, rises up off front rim. Offensive rebound.
Hold on, bro. Y'all funny.
I had just uploaded that. I was like, this look like they won this game.
Bones sets himself for the lead.
Wait. Take the comment down real quick. If I could do like the lead in, right? Not the stuff on your question. I just want to do the lead in for this.
You good.
The Pelicans are down. I mean, Pelicans up 2, right, in the clutch. Zion is guarding Ant, right? Zion does a decent job guarding Ant, forces Trey comes over to help force a 3. They miss. Herb is there trying to box out Julius Randle. Herb gives up the offensive rebound. Julius Randle kicks out the Bones Highland. Herb runs, bites on a pump fake, is way out of the fucking play. Bones hits a go-ahead 3. Herb had, but if you ask, probably about 2 people, because I don't think no one really with half a brain is buying this. If you ask 2 people online who's who was the most impactful player that night, those people are gonna say it's Herb. You see how it was Herb since he's been back. Fuck if he played in the second, third, or fourth quarter. I don't care if he left the game in the first quarter. I don't care if he scored 3 points. He's been the most impactful guy, and if he was making $5 million, no one would care. But the fact that he's set to make 20 relatively soon, now you're a guy. You know what I'm saying? You're not like the fun, cool underdog story no more. You're a guy. My bad, Liam. Go ahead.
I mean, I don't like shooting anyone bail, especially on a 15-win basketball team. This is a tough watch, period. For me, it's Trey is the least disappointing. For me. Trey averaging damn near what BI is averaging, like, for me, is a sign of growth. Now, he's a cone on defense. And like, I'm hoping that can be, like, kind of trained out. So for me, it's either between Herb and Poole. And I don't really have a large sample size to go on Poole.
That's fair. That's a fair point.
Yeah, I mean, like, I guess you could factor that in. Like Poole was coming off of, like, a really good season in Washington. So I guess you could, like, look at the games that Poole played and be like, well, this doesn't look like the guy that was in Washington. But context always matters. But I also feel like if there is any sort of, like, rope that I will give Poole and Herb, Poole had a bunch of problems with the front office and the coaching staff, and Herb is coming off of, which I don't think we factored in the injury. He's coming off a labrum tear.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Which is like, that's the same thing that Drew Brees had, and he almost didn't get another gig.
Fair point.
So,
fair point. Jaden, what you think?
Yeah, Trey is the least most disappointing. Trey I've had a good season. So just like Liam said, for me, it's between Poole and Herb. Like the Liam's point, Herb is coming off a very devastating injury, so that could be another reason why he is not playing his normal self. Poole was better to come in and give you 20, 25 points, give you a bucket every game, every night, shoot over 40% from three. But right now, he's not even in the rotation. Like Michi didn't play last night. Mike Peavy didn't play. Trey Murphy got injured. You traded Jose, and yet he still can't even get a minute. Like what's going on with him? Like, he was a starter throughout the season, then he went to the bench, then he got hurt, missed like 20 games. He came back, had a nice little groove on that 5-day winning streak, and then he started taking dumb low threes against the New York Knicks. They lost that game, missed some clutch free throws. For me, Jordan Poole is the most disappointing. He was expected to come in and be the second, third best player on his team. Every time the second best player on his team behind Zion, and he haven't done nowhere near that. So for me, Jordan Poole is the most disappointing player out of the three between him, Herb, and Trey.
Okay. Chaz, what's your thoughts?
I think man, I think it kind of went in spots, because initially I would have said Trey for the first half of the season. I spoke about some reasons why you saw some I heard this from two different people who aren't connected. There was a lot of things going on behind the scenes with the practices, and it kind of like exacerbated some of the guys who were dealing with lower body injuries, like exacerbated those, like Jordan Poole had several lower body injuries dating to the offseason. I spoke with somebody with intimate knowledge of that. With Trey Murphy, I spoke with somebody who was saying, they were kind of running damn near training camp type practices, and that's why the jumper wasn't really falling early in the season. But I think you gotta say Poole just because of the money, right? Mm-hmm. Politics aside, the paycheck warrants a better performance from him. To me, the most logical. Oh, go ahead, El.
No. I was gonna ask, do you think the paycheck should like warrant more opportunity, or has he done enough to where like he should be?
Because some people
be like,
Jordan Poole should be playing, bro. I think. Again, people tend to give homegrown products a little bit more benefit of the doubt. But if you've been watching this whole season and you've seen Jose and you've seen Herb, you've seen Hawkins, like you've seen some of the guys out there who put forth like a lot of crazy underperformances throughout this season, there's no excuse for Jordan Poole not to be playing right here. Politics be damned. The man
he's still the fourth leading scorer on the team. Yeah, shout out to all of the Poole fans that kind of.
The man been benched since the fourth game, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's ridiculous. It's no one here is like really outplaying them like in the backcourt necessarily. So it's ridiculous, especially when you're short on shooting and you having these crazy offensive lows. But I would say Herb, just because even with the labrum tear, it's like ain't nothing wrong with your legs. Like, you know what I'm saying? Herb just can't. Herb just can't move. Like nothing that I know of anyway. I don't know if he's dealing with no injury. Like I don't know what's going on, bro. But I've been saying this for about 2 years now. I'm like, man, these dudes hit the games.
Chaz Dumas said ain't nothing wrong with
Yeah, oh, he said that about Queen, right? You're like, ain't nothing wrong with your legs. It's like, dog, at a certain point, you ain't gaining no weight. You ain't like, you know what I'm saying? Like people talk about guys who may leave the team and get quote unquote better, but context is incredibly important because it's like some of these dudes damn near had a foot out the NBA. Like, you know what I'm saying? Some of these dudes were on their third and fourth teams. You get older, you get wiser, things kind of shift, and now you're in a less situation. You're in a better situation, less taxing role. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you're in a new environment. So everything, you know, it's not apples to apples. Because, for example, Kyra Lewis, Didi Lazada, EJ Liddell, Jordan Hoggins soon to be probably. All these guys damn near out the league. You know what I'm saying? But I think it got to be Herb because you got that extension and the defense fell off a cliff, dog. Like, even if we go into the Ant game, Ant scored like, what, 35? And look, shout out to Fisher Blacks, though. When you talk about Bryce McGowan, you talk about Sadiq Bey, you talk about all these other guys, right? It's like, can you really head and shoulders point to something tangible that says Herb has performed better than those players throughout the season? Because I can remember several, and it ain't that many when you win 15 games, but I can remember more impactful Bryce McGowan's moments this season that I can even remember her moments this season, and we don't even got to go into like the Sadiq Bey thing. That goes without saying, right? Yeah. But it's like, bro, maybe you peaked already. Not him; he's not advocating for himself. But I'm saying maybe he's already peaked, and it's all downhill from here, or maybe it's somewhere in the middle. Because her gonna be 28 next year. Next year, he's not gonna get no taller. He's not gonna get no faster. He's not gonna put on a bunch of weight. You know what I'm saying? And get stronger. Like, I don't really know what the upside is, truthfully.
I don't know. Shout out to her. Hold on. Run this video.
This was terrible, bro. This is terrible.
That's the rebound, the jump, blow.
Like, even if I say Sadiq Bey, you got to get that rebound, right? Even if I say Sadiq Bey got to get that rebound because he's crashing, Herb is boxing out. Herb's defense has been so bad. Like he's getting moved out the way. He's just slow. He's fouling everybody. And when we talk about the offense, you're really playing 4-on-5 out there offensively. Because no one's like,
I'm not going you. You got it. I said my thought, and I don't want to keep, kind of beating up on Herb or whatever.
Yeah, it's not Herb then,
yeah. My the most disappointing to me out of the three, being well, not even out of three, because I initially my thought was like Borrego, Herb, or Poole. For me, it's Borrego, to be honest.
Oh yeah, me too.
I thought Borrego would be more. I thought Borrego would be more consistent with the little thing, and I still see too many of the little things that I thought was a Willie thing. You know what I mean? Like, I give Willie Green, like Willie Green has not been a coach that long. Like in the grand scheme of things, like Willie Green, like what he was on the Golden State coaching staff is like, kind of like not really coaching, but you know what I mean? Like was cool with the players. Then he was on Miami staff. It's not like he was fucking crafting defenses or crafting offenses or nothing like that. You know what I mean? Like you was just, hey man, keep the dudes cool, in my opinion. So like
my fault. No, keep going. You're good. You good. Mine was off topic.
You good. So like the Borrego point is Borrego come through the Spurs system. You come through, you know what I mean? You was in Orlando, you had your own head coaching job, you've been here for 3 seasons and whatnot. So like I just think when Borrego took over and early enough into the season that like, and you saw it, like they had the losing streak early, which some of that you could expect when you're trying to adjust. You ain't got no practice thing was a real thing, right? I understand that to a degree, but you've had enough stretches to where like they had I can't remember. Maybe it was like in maybe November, December, or something like that, where they had like a bunch of days off, like 7 days off for like practices and shit like that. And I just like thought the rotations would be significantly better. I thought you would be able to maximize or get something out of Hawkins. Like maybe Hawkins is broken, but I thought you was gonna get something out of Hawkins, like to completely get away from Poole. Like I didn't, you know what I mean? I thought the way he closed games sometimes, like still to this day, like you didn't have this group. You didn't have this group for a while to like know who should be finishing games and like win and stuff like that. Go ahead.
I just want to add this, right? And this is why I think what you said about Borrego being the most disappointing, because this man was anointed like the head coach. Like bro, I'm talking about any type of pushback about this guy was met with like venomous resistance. It's like, nah, he can't be the worst. I mean, nah, come on, what you want, Willie? I'm like, nah, they both suck though. Like, I kind of want somebody good, right? So I'll play this clip, right? Let me set this up. So the Pelicans are down 7. It's 50 seconds left. And why I don't blame Herb is I do think Herb, no one's putting the restraints and the barriers on Herb to stop him from being a liability to himself and the team. Look at this play, bro. This is coaching. This is coaching. Can I get it? You might, maybe only you could do it.
Where you have to score. Herb on the take and the tap, and it won't go.
The fuck are you doing? Like what? Like
where you have to score. Herb on the take.
What is that?
And the tap, and it won't go.
Ears is open. Bay is open.
Brother, it's 20 seconds left on the clock.
Herb.
Queen Z.
Bro. Sadiq.
Look, Sadiq bait like this.
Hey man, you could over here.
Bro, listen.
I'm checking.
On the take.
It's just I'm gonna say this because this is the part that like I'm mad that you brought this up because this is the part that pissed me off. We talk about hierarchy and we could go into like fears with this, Queen with this. This is another thing that made me mad about Borrego. I thought Borrego would establish the hierarchy, right? Like I don't care what nobody say. I think your coach can say, dog, Zion need to touch the ball. Trey touch the ball, and then everybody else like they distribute to you. You know what I mean? Like especially at the end of the game, if you remember, when they had opportunities. Herb got a steal, came down, gave it to Fears. Fears shoot the layup, right? Then they come down another, but they get a stop, come down another possession. Queen shot the early 3. And I'm just like, dog. So Z and Sadiq Bey not touching this bitch at all? Like they ain't touching this bitch at all. Like have y'all been watching these last couple games?
Bro. Yeah, no, that's fucking crazy. The one thing I did want to say really quick, because I'm about to have to dip out. I don't think we give the Washington front office enough credit. They turned Russell Westbrook and Bradley Beal into AD and Trae Young. That's nuts.
Oh, you mean like over a period of years? Yeah.
Oh yeah. They got off of Russell Westbrook's contract and that Bradley Beal contract, and in return, as of like a couple weeks ago, got Trae Young and AD for it.
I'm gonna tell you why I ain't giving Washington no bell, because they suck. And since I agree with the idea to rebuild, but this is the point that and shout out to them for this to a degree, but like this is the point about rebuilds. They've been bad now for what, 4 seasons, 5 seasons, something like
it's almost a decade.
Whenever John Wall went down, yeah,
bro. So like that's the people don't think when they be like, "Duh, I want to rebuild," and not that I ain't saying you want to rebuild, but Washington has been bottom of the league bad, like since
what up, Cole?
you know Whoa, what's up, Kurt? No, bottom of the league bad now for like almost 6 seasons. Russell would have been to the Lakers. He'd have been to, and they wasn't even good really with Russell.
They had Chris Paul for a little while, didn't they?
Yeah, like, but think about it. Russell wasn't, bro. Russell wasn't even the Wizards wasn't good then. Russell just went crazy and like got them into the play-in, but they were bad still.
Paul Pierce. Yeah. I'm thinking about all the iterations of that team. That's a crazy team.
My thing is, and I've been saying this shit since what? Before the trade deadline, but I really ramped up during the trade deadline. I don't want to hear shit about anyone of, well, why are people upset with Utah or why are people upset with Washington? Nah, y'all got to be fine because y'all are out here just blatantly sitting players. I give Jaren Jackson some grace.
Yeah,
you know, you got to get surgery to remove something, sure, but like AD, Trey, Laurie, Keontae, nah, hell nah. We set AD for half a trade deadline, and we got fined for it. Nah, y'all gotta pull out your wallets.
You know, man, I really think even as it pertains to Washington, I think so. A lot of it is like this opportunity meets preparation, right? Because with Bill, that's why. Man, he was an all-star. He was an all-NBA guy at one time, but man, them goddamn no trade clauses and shit like that. It's just a terrible decision giving role players play options and giving guys no trade clauses generally. Yeah, shout out to them. Yeah, even with Dini, them trading Dini look kind of crazy in hindsight. I think it's a delicate situation because both AD and Trey were distressed assets when they brought them on. So it's kind of like a much lesser version than Poole, because of course Poole's never been an all-star and or an all NBA guy, right? So it's kind of like, because I don't expect AD to play much, to be honest. But one of the things, man, and again, it's just the New Orleans tax, because it's like, even though it's DC, even though the Wizards are like a fake team, it's DC. It's New York is 3 hours away in a car. You know, it's a little bit closer to the mainstream, quote unquote, mainstream America. Whereas with New Orleans, it's like, hey man, taxes a little cheaper down here. Yeah, you know, hey, you could get on the Carnival cruise and you could, you know what I'm saying? It's hard to sell. So there's probably been tons of guys that told their agents, nah, tell them if they trade for me, they're gonna have some problems because I ain't signing there, or guys know you don't have a ton of options, so they take advantage of the situation while they're here and do shit that they wouldn't do other places. Because if you notice, motherfuckers who used to miss all them games, they don't miss all them games no more. So you know what I'm saying? That goes to show you that
everyone magically became an Iron Man.
Yeah, you know, it's very interesting to observe that. And I think I think with Washington, I think they got tired of tanking and it not benefiting them. Same thing with Utah. Utah too good to keep doing this. Like talent wise, if OKC didn't have that pick this year, I think they wouldn't have tanked. But since OKC got their pick and is only top 8 protected, they're like, fuck, we got to land top 8. Like, you know,
they start the seasons out, and like look like Laurie's a good player. You know what I mean? Like Keontae George literally was ascending, and then Collier had his moments. Like
Filipowski's been good this year.
Yeah, bro. Like
Walker Kessler making a break.
Walker Kessler. Oh my god, he's still cold. Yeah,
but and then Yusuf Nurkic. And Ace still developing over there and whatnot. So it's just kind of like it's like Utah.
They got one of the best coaches, bro. That's what it is, bro. That's really like that's what it is, though. That's what it is, bro. Because it just ain't no fucking way. It's just like everybody who goes to that system just automatically just is on the incline, like Colin Sexton, John Collins, all these guys who was like this, who became disappointing. They go there, just the perfect complementary players now.
Clarkson was over there coming off the bench.
It's just like, Nah, what's the homie, man? The dude, he always looked super old. But he was really young. He got 3 names. Is it something Tucker Young? Something.
Oh, Taylor Horton Tucker.
Yeah, Taylor Horton Tucker. You got all these like Kelly Olynyk. You got all these dudes that Utah is a weird team with that coaching staff because they can win any given game. Like any night, they can win.
You could tell. Go ahead, Liam.
I was gonna say I was laughing my ass off whenever people said that Jaren Jackson was gonna be wearing number 20 because I saw someone quote tweet it and say Ant's getting ready for round 2.
Man, I didn't. You know, I'm. It sucks what happened with him with the Toomer situation. I hope everything works out. But that's a trade. That's a game. That's a risk for Utah. But if you're Utah close, because Utah close to Vegas, but still, who the fuck? You know, you gotta get somebody at some point.
Bro, Utah. Go ahead, Jaden. You was about to say something. Go ahead.
No, I didn't say anything.
Oh. I was about to say, Utah is good enough to where if he wanted to, they literally could just be like, all right, we're going to go get the 10 seed. Like, y'all ain't, you know what I mean? Like, Laurie and Keontae George, the way they've been playing, you could just be like, all right, let's just go get the 10 seed. But I don't know. So, fuck them. At the end of the day, I hope they suffer.
Just
real shit.
I hope they suffer too.
I don't know what you had on the final segment, bro. I just wanted to say this real quick. The Pelicans just lost to the Milwaukee Bucks without Giannis, without Bobby Portis, without I don't even know who else would be relevant that they could miss. Yeah, right. Cam wasn't there. Utah is up 20. I mean, Milwaukee is up 20 right now on OKC in the 4th quarter with Darvin Ham as the head coach. So all of this water carrying for James Borrego, it looks ridiculous. Right? It looks ridiculous. It's very unbecoming, and it's tacky, bro. It just looks bad. The man is terrible, bro.
Bruh, say what you want about Darvin Ham, bro. Say what you want about Darvin. But again, I'm not saying hire Darvin Ham.
Yeah, no one's saying that. Yeah,
I'm not saying hire Darvin Ham at all. I'm not saying that.
I am saying though, again, man.
Bruh, just saying. If you think about what Darvin Ham was doing, like Darvin Ham was really key in when who was the coach? Bud Budenholzer.
Oh yeah.
But like Darvin Ham was like your number 2
guys. Yeah, he was one of them guys.
Darvin Ham was like your guy over there.
That's how he builds reputation.
They want to chip a lot. Darvin Ham had a lot to do with that. If we go, come on, dog, and then again, you leave that and you go to LA and Darvin Ham say what he want. I went to the Western Conference Finals and I like my team. I lost to the best player in the world. And it took Jamal Murray hitting multiple game winners and shit to like get us out of here.
So my only pushback on that would be, do you believe that is Darvin Ham's coaching, or do you believe that is the fact that they had LeBron and AD, a decently healthy AD?
I gotta say, if I'm gonna give AD and Brian some of the credit, I gotta give Darvin Ham some of the credit because other than when Vogel was there, year 1 or something like that. And again, the roster that Darvin Ham had wasn't as good as the roster that Frank Vogel had.
Yeah,
when they won, you know what I mean? Like I've seen Brian like miss the playoffs.
Who they had? Malik Beasley and was it Vanderbilt? They brought over from Utah that year, right?
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like I've seen Brian, Brian pre-AD missed the playoffs. AD missed a lot of time if you think about it in the Darvin Ham stretches. You know what I mean? But
also, LeBron is notoriously known as a coach killer.
Yeah,
I just thought about that. I just thought about that with Ty Lue, David Blatt, Vogel.
Yeah.
Did Ty Lue get fired during Bron's time in Cleveland?
I think that's when he had the heart issues, right? And he kind of bowed. Did he bow out?
Essentially, they all left at the same time. Kind of. They had their run, and then Brian when Brian left to go to LA.
Mike Brown. I forgot about Mike Brown.
Bro.
Brian's so great. He can afford to be a coach killer, though. He's so great. But it's tough to evaluate coaches under Brian.
And then respectfully to Darvin Ham. Like respectfully to Darvin. I can't believe I'm defending Darvin Ham.
We not. We just pointing out facts.
No, bro. I'm really in here defending Darvin.
Come on, bro.
I'm in here defending Darvin Ham. But if you think about it, Darvin Ham didn't have prime Brian. You got 38, 39. Like you got old ass LeBron James. And you went to the Western Conference Finals. Y'all beat Golden State, bro.
Yeah.
Like you out, regardless of whatever you say, you out coach Steve Kerr.
Yeah.
I'm just saying y'all won that series in 6 games.
Absolutely.
Willie Green couldn't take 2 games. And again, I shout out to Darvin Ham for this, but Willie Green couldn't take 2 games. He only got his 2 games of like the Suns with no Booker.
Monty Williams.
Yeah, bro.
No, I thought you were about to say something. You got something, Liam?
Oh no, I was no, like Willie Green took 2 games off of Monty Williams. No. And if that's the bar's in hell.
And I wanted to say this because this is popped in my mind, right? I said it on my show the other day. All the talk about the Pelicans moving to the East as if that guarantees something is incredibly just. I'm trying to be more respectful these days.
We get smoked by a lot of the East teams.
You just lost to 2 East teams just now that were both missing everybody. James Borrego again has 1 winning record after spending 5 years in the East as a head coach, and he was in the East. You couldn't get it done in the East. He may never know what the playoffs even smells like as a head coach. Like I'm not even. Did he make it that year? He had the 1 winning record. I need to go see.
He made it to the play-in and lost.
What? Like, come on.
They made it to the play-in and lost.
Come on, son. Like, you know.
I would love to go to the East, and I know we probably get ready to shut it down a little bit. But I would love to go to the East. But this is my thing about the East: Brunson, Tatum. Right, Brunson, Halliburton. When
Donovan Mitchell,
we do well against Indy, but like think of the teams that's going to be contending in the East. We struggle. Orlando, we struggle with. Miami, we struggle with, and they not even really up over there. Like the Bucks, we struggle with. Giannis could get traded, we still struggle with the Bucks. You get what I'm saying? New York, we struggle with. Detroit, you know what I'm saying? Like. Brooklyn, terrible, but Brooklyn beat you,
bro.
Michael Porter Jr. like on his own.
I think again, bro. I just think people trying to run from the grind, and it's so many. It's like we talked about tonight, right? When we brought the stats and the numbers.
Listen, I think this bitch gonna be crazy. I ain't gonna care.
Yeah, revenge games. Shit, if he play, he might come.
Bi gonna play.
He might come to New Orleans and be like, fuck it.
I guarantee you, Bi. I'm almost willing to bet Bi gonna be 30 plus in the game.
You think so?
Yes.
Like,
yes.
Right. It'll be interesting.
I do think if Z play, I think Z gonna ball out. I think Trey probably ball out too. But I think Bi gonna give you that. How he used to look for us against Toronto, and we'd be like, man, he plays great against these kinds of. Historically, he plays great against bad teams.
All you gotta do is put Herb on him, man. Herb gonna shut him down.
Come on, dog.
Yeah, shout out to BI, man. I think the crazy thing about I don't care about moving to the East at this point, but the crazy thing is, I'm like, bro, for the people online, like full-throatedly advocating for that, it's like, son, everybody is moving to the East. James Harden just came to the East. Zubac is in the East now. Anthony Davis is in the East now. If anything, we don't know what Jock will end up. If anything, you should say, I'm going to stay right here. I'm going to stay in the West Because I
And
think I
then
could beat Ant. I think
yes,
I could beat
the
them.
team,
I think I
the
could beat
teams
them.
in the
Like
West, you got a shot
LeBron about to
again.
retire. Like, I'm staying right here. Don't move me.
Yeah, bro. Steph
Oh,
O,
Jess, what up, Jess?
what's good, Jess? Think about it. Steph O, he
Steph
almost
O.
out of there. So the Warriors almost done.
Ja and them gone
Ja,
pretty much.
if you acquire Ja,
Yeah,
Memphis about to go through. Memphis going through the rebuild, right?
Clippers.
Memphis going through the rebuild. The Clippers, you don't know, like
right.
they talk about Kawhi might be traded in the offseason. Who knows what happens with the Clippers?
Julius Randle might be gone.
Julius might be gone, but you showed that you could compete with Minnesota.
We ain't even mentioned the Celtics, like Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum. Like, what are we talking about? Like,
not that I'm not going to the East, but like
it would be my first choice. I'll say that.
No, the Hornets on the rise.
Hornets on the rise.
So you gonna have to do. The Hawks beat us, right?
That's the thing,
Hawks
bro.
be blasting us, bro.
I'm like, that's why I really feel like people don't be watching these games though, because I really feel like that. Like, look, and most of these games Pelicans lost, they were in these games. Like, these were competitive games. But at the same time, I'm like, it ain't like you just whooping all the bad teams' ass and they can't handle you. You struggled against the East and you struggled at home the last couple of years, bro. Like even the 49 win year, you've had a lot of bad losses. You know what I'm saying?
Let's finish with this because this is shout out to Jaden and Liam and all of them for
sure. Shout out to them, man.
Appreciate y'all. Let's finish with this because this is the thing that I think is like a way to kind of like describe the Pelicans, and it's not even just to talk about the Pels, but like the Pelicans specifically, bro. We are, what are we? 15 and 41. 15 and 41. Is that right? Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
So we 15 and 41. We are a bad team. Like it's what it is.
Of it, right?
Yeah, like that. At the end of the day, that's what it is, right? We are a bad team. Even when we play well, even when they play well, right? You still have to put this in the context of this team is a bad team. But this is kind of like the point that I'm trying to get to. Well, when we play, do you think Miami is a good team?
No.
The Bucks a good team, even though they might be beating OKC right now. That's not a good team.
No,
bro. Like average teams without their best players still beat us convincingly. Like something, like, you know what I mean? Like Memphis is actively trying to tank, and like we just got to a point of being like we could get a dub over Memphis,
bro.
Dallas, like I don't know, dog. Go ahead.
You can't. It's like you can't have a coach this bad with a roster with this many holes. Now, one can say,
that's a great way to explain that. Can you say that again?
Yeah, like, because ultimately your coach is supposed to supplement or make up for some of the shortcomings, right?
Yes.
So people just want to have it both ways, bro. Like when we beat the Kings, it's like people, hey, man, about to make the plan. Like,
the Kings have lost 8 games in a row, bro.
Like, no, at that point they had lost 12. We were at 13.
Oh, I'm sorry, 13. 13.
We were at 13 lost in a row, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, if you the Pelicans, now I'm a person who don't believe the record is as bad as the roster. I mean, the roster isn't as bad as the record. I think they should at least have like 20 plus wins with a competent coach. But that being the case, there's no excuse for some of these things, bro. Like that, even like it's tough to have some of these guys you paying, big money, and they're not really capable of averaging double digits.
Yeah.
And that's like crazy. Do you know how good you got to be on the boards and defensively to be that much of a bad scorer? And you have a couple guys like that.
Listen, I'm not saying that Poole was playing great. I'm not saying that at all. But to go the addition by subtraction route with Poole, when you have no shooting and very minimal guard play, like the fact that you feel comfortable, secure enough, right? Secure enough to say because at the time he had started like he had some bad decision making, but he had started getting out of the shooting slump a little bit.
Yeah.
Like
from beyond off. I think in January he was shooting like 40% or something like that.
Yeah, like the three had started.
It might have been December or something.
The three, I mean, he ain't played since what was it, January?
Something,
like 8th it was like early in January. He missed 9 straight games. I think January 23rd.
The crazy part is he had several good games before he was benched. Orlando being one, Memphis being another one. And it's like no one's really defending him, but it's like that just ain't you not like another person. You wasn't even playing Eve Messi till recently.
Eve wasn't getting minutes either.
You wasn't even playing Eve. So that's why it just seems like it's not even necessarily a Jordan Poole thing. Like these rotations is bad. You're struggling with the substitution patterns. You taking timeouts home with you. Like this dude, he might just be trash, dog. Like that's just no. I'm not even gonna say Mike. Borrego's trash. Like this is just me speaking. Borrego's not good, bro. There's no evidence of him ever being good. He's probably a good third chair type guy. You know, he was the lead assistant for you when you won 49 games. He also was the lead assistant when you won 20-something games. So let's just call that a wash. No harm, no foul. But prior to that, man ain't never done shit.
What the hell?
What's wrong?
You hear that? You hear that?
I don't.
Holy shit! Is that playing on the?
I don't hear nothing.
Oh, my bad. Something started playing in my headphones. I was looking up the JP games, like to see like the last time he played.
I think the last time he played was Memphis, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, January 23rd, right? January 23rd. So he had the last 2 games before they just. So the win against Memphis, he played 12. Now, again, remember, he wasn't playing that many minutes anyway. But in wins and losses, you can't say the wins and losses matter because you've lost like more games without him. Yeah, you've lost more games without him than with him. So it can't be just the wins and losses. It also can't be technically just the production from the shooting because Herb is awful.
Yeah, and we won't play that game. That's my whole thing. If we won't play that game, we got to play that game with everybody. Like,
Herb is awful offensively, and there's no penalty for Herb being awful offensively. So even if you talk about decision respectfully again, but like Jordan Poole had, let me see, in January, is this January games? Yeah, January alone, he had a 16-point game, a 21-point game, a 21-point game, a 16-point game. And then in a couple games, he's one of the only other players that can hit multi. He had 2 games in January of 6 threes or more, like of 6 threes. He was 6 for 13 one game, 6 for 8 another game. Like it can't. It's not, and you can't find no minutes on the like you.
And we not even necessarily advocating for Jordan Poole. I'm just advocating. Well, I'm just calling it lunacy, basically. I'm just saying this is dumb and it don't make no sense. I do think Willie is a Spanish-speaking, Borrego is a Spanish-speaking Willie Green because, look, to be totally honest with you, I think people just started disliking Willie Green on a personal level, and it kind of led into being more critical of his coaching, which was always terrible. It was terrible when people liked him.
Yeah,
he was always a bad coach. That's just my perspective.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But Borrego is like, he's not good. He don't got no history. He don't even got Willie Green's record of being good.
Yeah. So again, man, I don't want whoa, appreciate you, bro.
What up with you, Ed?
Yeah, I don't want to keep doing the what you call it. But for me, the first half of the season, the most disappointing thing was for me it was Borrego, because I had really high expectations for Borrego and receiving this opportunity. I'm being honest. I had a high expectation.
You're throwing everything out the wall, yeah.
Yes, it's like you know what I mean?
Healthy team.
Well, I thought we were going. For example, I thought like him because one of the things I was critical of Willie with is that, like, bro, we know this team don't have no real rebound, and you gotta play the two big lineup.
Right.
You was able to, like, you know how they say sometimes, like with Jeremiah Fitz, like, man, him coming off the bench will allow him to watch this team and see what it is you need to do. Like, bro, you had 12 games to watch and see what wasn't working. And it still took you forever to try the two big lineup. Then you had some success with the two big lineup. Then you stopped playing the right two bigs. Like it was, I don't know, bro.
And then it's like, for me, it's like, you saying, not you, I'm saying people will say the decision to start Fears came from the front office. Okay. Oh, he's not starting anymore. So why? Like, well, credit to Borrego for making the change and starting this guy. It's like, but they still losing. Or like, not only they still lose, they still making the same mistakes. After the Kings game, I think James was like, yeah, you know, we're finding that identity. All right, so it's your identity. Sandwiched in between that Kings win is a Bucks ass whooping and a Miami ass whooping. So y'all, it's still you're still a high variance, crazy team that's unpredictable.
I don't even think it's high variance, to be honest, because you got the Minnesota win, but you always play well against Minnesota. Like,
even the Spurs, like, you traditionally play well.
We match up well with the Spurs. Like we match, like, if Zion's on the court for the most part, like, you match up well with the Spurs. Like Zion's just a problem for Wemby, like the way, the style or whatever. Like, we match up well with them. Realistically, you should have damn near 3 wins over the Spurs. Right now, if you
went
like
overtime,
2 went to OT. Zion hit a game winner in one of them. Like, if you fucking put a head.
If I'm not mistaken, bro, I think James has, I know, double digit losses by like 10 points or more, if I'm not mistaken, this season, on the season.
I don't know. I know he got a 7-game losing streak. He got a 9-game losing streak or something like that. Like, he got maybe longer than that.
And I'm just saying, like, the margin of victory, because people point to like the couple games that Willie Green lost by 30, and I'm damn sure not defending Willie Green, but I'm saying, like, you've had games where you, as a Pelican, since James has taken over, where you've blown 20-point leads.
Yeah, you just recently did.
Yeah, you just recently
did it. Yeah, who was that we was up against? They blew that lead.
I know you did it against Memphis. You did it against Dallas. You did it against Philly. No, not Philly.
The Hornets.
Charlotte. Yeah,
the Hornets.
Against Charlotte. And it's like, how is that different? How's that different from losing by 30? If you got walked down, you led by 23 versus the Hornets, if I'm not mistaken. You ended up losing that game. So if you got walked down, how is that different from losing by 30? You went damn near a whole quarter without being able to score. That's how people end up losing by 30. Like, you can't fucking score. And the biggest issue with him has been the offense, man, not the defense. The offense goes long stretches at a time without scoring. Defense don't really matter like that for him. Anyway.
Do you have any hope for the second half of the season? What you looking for the second half?
I'm hoping we start hearing more names, man, attached. I think at the coaching staff, I think look, Elvin Gentry was hired during the damn NBA finals damn near. So I hope they bring in Rondo. They bring it, they evaluating some people from this Buck staff. Look, tonight is not going to do any good to the people who didn't want Darvin Ham hired. I assure you that. Not saying Darvin would even take the job necessarily. I don't know. But what I am saying, because he might be like, shit, I can stay in Milwaukee. This is supposed to be my job anyway.
You know what I think about Darvin, bro? They be talking, a lot of people talk about that toughness and like wanting to create the toughness and not being able to. I think Darvin Ham will create that shit, bro.
I think I can see that, because I never see he's a quiet tough.
Yeah. Like, I think Darvin ain't with the soft shit. You know what I mean? Like
tomfoolery.
Yeah. Darvin ain't. I don't think Darvin with that.
But if you look at Udoka not like no boisterous motherfucker. Udoka kind of just quiet and dangerous.
Udoka be looking at them dudes like, "Boy, I beat one of y'all up yet." Like
a hitman.
Yeah, like, y'all. Okay, y'all bet you're not gonna pass the ball to KD. Cool. Let's throw these hands and we'll discuss it. Like that's how Darvin seemed to me.
I think, man, I just hope they go get Rondo personally, and you can supplement him with maybe a former head coach or something, But all that talk about guys need to pick their staffs and all that, it's like, man, this dude been with this staff for years. He likes this staff. We don't know if he would even make any wholesale changes to the staff. This guy's never won anywhere. Get him out of here.
Yeah, we absolutely addressed the Jazz tank, and I hope Danny Ainge roll his ankle.
You know, wish nothing good for the Jazz, huh?
No, nothing good for the Jazz.
Yeah,
I hope they just ban. Like, I hope they get the pick and then be like, no.
This will undoubtedly be their last year. I think they just got fined $500,000 today, and the Pacers got fined 100 G's. Oh yeah, Stackhouse. That's a person whose name I actually heard attached. I told you that.
I think I wouldn't mind a Stackhouse, bro.
Yeah, I heard his name attached to the team as well.
I'm all about like a brand new hire. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm all about a new hire, and it don't matter who the new hire is, because what you could do with any new hire is you could supplement them with great assistant coaches. Yeah, like you have the freedom to fire the entire staff, and you could just say, okay, let me go get a bunch of former head coaches or a bunch of former high-level people to supplement whoever this guy is. So
the two lead assistants, Casey Hill. Well, Casey Hill been here since 2021, bro. Casey Hill's been he survived. He survived Stan, Willie, and now he's the lead assistant for Borrego. Come on, man. Like
ain't he an offensive coach too? Ain't he the offensive guy?
He's the guy who he was over the offense and James took his job.
Yeah, okay. And the offense been inconsistent. I don't know, though. The one thing we've been always having issues with is scoring the ball consistently when they're bad at. So I don't know.
Get them out of here.
Yeah, bro. My second half of the season. I don't care about the wins. Like, I want to win. Don't get me wrong. I want to win.
I want to win.
But I do not expect them. Like, a lot of people, like, maybe you could make the push for the play-in and all of that.
Something like, crazy gotta happen.
You 11 games out of the 10 seed. Like,
oh my God. Oh
you
my
11,
God,
like
bro.
11 and a half out of the 10 seed, bro.
You gotta win the next 20.
I'm not. Yeah, like I'm not even thinking about nothing like that at all. My only thought is I just hope we get more clarity on like direction per se. Like, so for example, if Willie is gone, clarity. I need the Borrego thing for everybody to be clear. Like, I need it to be clear that, like, okay, we need to make a move here. If even if the team start to perform better and they lose, because a lot of people like it's not about the wins and losses, it's about how they look. Well, like even you know what I'm saying? Like, even if you decide to say, okay, they look good enough to where we're not gonna blow it up and get rid of all the players, like, we'll try a different coach. I just need it to look a certain type of way. I don't really Jeremiah and Queen, to me, I don't know. Not that I didn't seen enough. You know what I'm saying? It's not that I didn't seen enough, but I'm kind of like, all right, I kind of got an idea where y'all at.
I know where this gonna go. Yeah.
Like, I kind of got an idea where y'all at. Like, I'll catch y'all year two. And is Poole not playing the rest of the season?
That's something I got to get some information on, because to me, like, that's kind of outlandish, to be honest.
So that's the last thing that I'm like. Obviously, DeJounte comes back, and I think, because unless you're gonna suffer a major injury, if DeJounte comes back, where you gonna play Poole at? Because the only person minutes he could take is Fears, Bryce, who barely gonna play when DeJounte come back, possibly. Like, where your minutes gonna come in?
I think since they still gonna need some shooting, I don't know, man. We just said this guy's name so much during the show. I think ultimately they will start shutting some people down, but I think
I disagree.
I think he
riding them out at the end of the season.
No, I meant like, ideally for me, Herb just string together some good games, and you can say, "Yo, see, he's back in the off season," and you could, you might could do something. But I think at a certain point, I think, and maybe after All-Star break, I think you see Jordan Poole return to the lineup in some fashion. If you want to talk about small victories, shout out to Ed. This is a small victory. Zion's looked really good on the court this season. I say on both sides of the ball. I think Emisi has looked well in limited minutes when he's played. Ebbs and flows with the rookies. You know, I think Trey is really coming to his own this month. Bryce looks like a gem. You know, a gem of a signing.
Who looks better, Bryce or Antonio Reeves?
I'm gonna say Bryce. I like Antonio Reeves a lot. The reason I say Bryce is because Bryce is a taller guy, can finish through contact, whereas Reeves was more like a catch and shoot kind of guy. And Bryce had more opportunity to make bigger plays. Like Bryce come off the bench, hit a big three.
Yeah, Bryce out there getting 26 minutes, closing, guarding people.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
He giving Bryce all the opportunity.
Bryce had three? He had a huge layup and a three and a free throw against Minnesota the other night in the fourth quarter. Came through in the clutch. You know what I'm saying? And I think you need guys like that. Even Michael Peavy. I hope Michael Peavy can find a jumper. But even with guys like Michael Peavy, it's like you got to get younger, cheaper, and more skilled and physically stronger. And I think that kind of just automatically starts kicking some guys out of the building, hopefully. Brandon Boston or Bryce, they were so different as players because Brandon Boston was more of an on-ball kind of guy.
Brandon was hooping last year too.
Brandon had more of an opportunity too. I'd probably say Brandon Boston just because, just for right now, because he was playing more. Like Brandon, like shout out to Jose, man. I'm happy Jose finally home in New York, but people got a weird memory, dog. Brandon Boston took Jose's spot last year.
Brandon Boston was hooping last
Brandon
year.
Boston was nice. Brandon Boston not even in the country right now.
Yeah, like, Brandon Boston was hooping last year.
Brandon Boston was right last year, dog.
Yeah,
not
Brandon
quite so.
Was out there. Brandon Boston's out there running a point. Let me last thing too. Well, not even last thing, but I just gotta while I got you, ask you these questions. Right? I feel like part of the issues that the team has is they find a rhythm. I think they got like, bro, I don't know if it's a fucking like a complex or whatever it is, but like I think they too selfish to a degree.
Too selfish?
This is what I mean. Like you'll see
selfish or selfless?
Selfish.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like so so Z is a selfless player.
Right. To a fault, right? So in the first half of the Miami game, and the Miami game shows it all. People like shout out to Justin. Justin put the breakdown of all of the different ways that Zion scored the ball, right? And my thought is, well, if you remember, the ball was moving. Like he would pass that bitch and then be able to get that hole back. Like you know what I'm saying? Like if I pass, maybe I'll cut if I know the ball is moving. Coming back, right.
That's when they had some flow, like right. I screen and you see me on the lob, you throwing the lob on time. Oh, great! So like when they were moving the ball and was getting in the rhythm and stuff like that, you saw things going well. But when this is what I talk about the complex. When things start going too well, or somebody start performing a little too good, they be like, "Oh, he hooping. I guess it's my time to shoot now."
Yeah.
Or like I think
that happened last night several times.
Yes, we see too. Like Z ball, and it'll be like, man, let me come down and shoot one. Like, no. Or like Trey will have it going, Sadiq will have it going, and then you just see certain players like the selfishness of it try to insert themselves in the game. And I think you saw that at the end, for example, at the end of the game, like at the end of the game last night, you saw fears on the break. Anytime you're on the break, though, look for Z. Look, just do it every time. I'm shooting this bitch.
Like, shout out to the homie Sadiq Bey, man. I think Sadiq Bey is having an awesome year. And at the rim, and then like the restricted area, if I'm not mistaken, I looked at the shot chart. It says Sadiq was shooting around 50-something%, if I'm not
Mhm.
mistaken. That's lower than 65% of the NBA.
Mhm.
So when you talk about like the post ups and that being the go-to, or you just talk about the ball not making it to the other side of the court or parking Zion in the corner, and or just like, yo, Trey just hit about 3 threes in a row. Can we get some? Oh man, that Zion and Trey 2-man action just got you 5 points in a row. Can we go back to that? And it's just like, bro, everybody can't sing lead.
Yes.
Everybody can't sing lead. You gotta. There's
David Ruffin and the
right. Like, there has to be a hierarchy here, and you have the maximum. That's really been my biggest indictment on Borrego. Like, if Zion was taking 22 shots a night and y'all, it just ain't working, you're like, well, fuck, it just ain't working. But Zion taking 13 shots here, 10 shots there, 11 shots there.
And I don't fully like. Yes, it's Zion's fault to a degree, but I just don't fully blame Z, because I just get the frustration of, one, I think he's not trying to get hurt. Like, I ain't going out to these motherfuckers ain't passing that bitch anyway. Like, that's just kind of how I see it.
Come on, man. Like, bro, there's been plays like the play we played earlier with Herb. It's an ATO, you down. Zion just scored on the possession prior, right?
Hand up, like.
And it's like, why are we going for a 2 with 60 seconds left? We down 7, and the best play we got is Herb shooting the ball with Herb ISO with 20 seconds left. Is this dope? Like, what are we doing? Like,
bro,
it's crazy.
One point in the game, while they were still in the rhythm, Fears came down, no passes to nobody.
Pulled
the 3. I'm like,
bro, I think the first play of the second half, on the second quarter, I think Fizz from the right elbow or something just turned around.
Yeah,
I'm like, why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? No, it's too much freedom around here.
And like, I'm not supposed to be frustrated as the best player on the team. Like,
even with Trey or with any of the guys, like, it's just like, can we get some direction? Can we get some calls? Like, the free flowing shit, that's cool when you got an actual point guard. Not when you're running point Herb. You need like a point guard to let the guy get out and position people, and you don't have a point guard right now. You know what I'm saying? Fears he's too young right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you kind of just
I don't know. And that's essentially my thing. Like, I think that I hope we could figure out the selfishness, because when they play like a team and move the ball around, they look like a better version of themselves, and you see like a lot of the good performances. But when they come down and, like, if you ball and they be like, oh, he hooping, let me get me
put
one.
a stop to that shit.
Yeah.
Shout out to Antonio Daniels. Antonio Daniels was like, oh my God. Antonio Daniels
he was so frustrated.
What is this?
So frustrated. He sees Z post ups, and it's like, I know we get you out. Z post ups, and he be like, he got him sealed. You gotta find him.
Nigga be like,
bro.
I had posted a clip. This dude, I think it might have been Watson. He had this motherfucker out of bounds. He was sealing them. So, get out of here. Give me the ball. It's no pass.
No pass. That been going up. I'm not cutting, though. I'm not cutting. Like,
it's like, bro.
What?
It's like, bro, literally, if I'm in the, like, Zion will be in the left corner, literally, a motherfucking head will never even turn in that direction. And you're like, what is this? Like, what are we doing here?
I see it a lot. And that's the parts that have me upset, when, like, the ball come down and the ball never touches Z or Trey hands. Like,
they've gone minutes without them not touching the ball.
Yes, literally. Bro. Why am I getting back on, like, not why am I getting back on deep, but nobody on this court is good enough for me to not touch the ball. I don't.
That's why I'm like, bro, I thought Birmingham Herb was just a one night only thing. That shit is a touring act.
Yeah, though.
I don't know, son, but it was a
Yeah,
good
shout out to
show,
the OGs,
man.
Appreciate y'all, man, for tapping in. You know what I mean? Hit the like button, hit the subscribe, the fan line. Y'all be safe. Enjoy y'all Mardi Gras for all those people
Yes,
hitting the
indeed.
streets. Y'all be safe
Man,
out there
enjoy
at the
y'all
parades
weekend.
or whatnot. Y'all be cool. We out. Peace.